some of us will be aware of these variety of people. Some of us are these variety of people. And these variety of people that I'm speaking about are the variety of people that I see in the gym every day. The variety that need a personal instructor to tell them what to do and to stand by their side watching them and just holding their elbows or straightening their shoulders or any number of complete and utter bullshit to justify their fucking payment. Look, if you can't learn how to do a workout in a maximum of 2 sessions with an instructor, then you're a fucking retard, innit? But how many of these retards do we see that just need the instructor just to be sure, just to be safe, just to show them if they're going wrong and all this different sorts of bullshit? Well, it's because these people need their hands holding. And we see this throughout humanity. And where else do we see it? Well, we see it in places like satsangs, like Muji. He does his satsangs down in Portugal. And last time I heard, it was $2,000 for a weekend. And you get to sit before the sandals of Muji a couple of times each day while he goes and listens to the fucking retards saying things like, "Oh, Muji, when I start to meditate, I just keep thinking about things or I fall asleep." You know, I can see Muji just wants to get his machete out and just end that pathetic life existence there and then. What do you do to these idiots? What do you say to these idiots? You know, I've had idiots because I used to teach meditation. I used to do private sessions, teach meditation. And you get idiots saying, "Well, I just fall asleep." And I say to them, "Well, for fuck's sake, fall fucking asleep, and then when you woke up and you're not tired anymore, then fucking meditate. It's not fucking rocket science. Why couldn't you work that one out yourselves? Fucking donuts." You know, it's natural if you're tired, then you close your eyes, and if you do eventually stop managing to think, then the chances are you might keep dropping off. And so, fucking drop off then, have your sleep, and then meditate. Good God. And this is what we come upon in all walks of life, in the most stupid and rudimentary of things. It really is the case that people just cannot absolutely not think for themselves. They always need someone to tell them what to do, someone to show them what to do. So, I once decided that I would go to college and then go on to university to take a degree in psychology. But whilst I was at this college, just getting these basic fucking A-levels that you needed as a prerequisite, because I left school without any A-levels, because I wasn't interested in taking them bullshit, and I went straight to work for my old man. I already had the fucking job, I didn't need the A-levels. So I thought, well, no, I'll go back, you know. This is when I was kind of like in the dark night of the soul, just doing all this reading. I thought, well, I may as well do that. I took a hypnotherapy course as well. So I went to college for a few months, and it was such a sham, it was so pathetic. When I was asking the tutors and what was on the curriculum, there wasn't a single mention of Freud, there wasn't a single mention of Jung. In actual fact, there wasn't a single mention of any older psychologist. There was only a mention of institutions that gather data, and that's all that stupid bullshit of a degree in psychology was going to be aimed at, gathering data for large institutions so they can profile the human being. So I got to breast with that very quickly, and I fucking left, and I continued reading my copious amounts of books because I knew more than the tutors, more than the fucking any other people put together. And when I went to do my hypnotherapy course, of course I'd booked this course about 6 months in advance, and so I had all the time in the world to read the books. So I read 13 books on hypnotherapy, going back to the very, very origin of Franz Mesmer, Anton Franz Mesmer, who coined the term mesmerizing. So he was the first person to do this hypnosis. So I went right back to him, and then I went back to a French hypnotherapist, and then Erickson. What was the other one? Occult. What was his name? Some Coltaire or something. Some French dude who was well renowned in the early days. So I've done that, and I've absorbed all the information. And then on the first day, the tutor, there was about 15 of us in the class, and the teacher started talking about, so why do you want to be a hypnotherapist, and this, that and the other, and it was just pathetic reasons. I just want to be a hypnotherapist. It wasn't like I want to discover childhood shit in me, I want to work with people with this issue and that issue, I want to help people. It's just like, they just fancied themselves being hypnotherapists, and they didn't have any fucking reasons. And then I asked the tutor, I said, excuse me, can I just ask the class a question? Yes, she said, sure. So I said, can you guys put your hands up? Any of you who have read any books on this subject? One person put his hand up and said, I'm halfway through one book. And I looked around at the other 14 and I said, anybody else? No. And I went, wow. You've come to a hypnotherapy course, you've paid £1,000 for the privilege of it, and there's not a single fucking one of you that's actually read a whole book that knows what hypnotherapy is about and what to expect from the class. I just looked at them, of course they all hated me instantly. Shocking bunch of shower fucking shit. What? Is it me? Is it me, people? Is it me? Or would you not expect more? Would you not expect these people just to have read one fucking book in its entirety? And then you fucking shrinking violet cunts are going to be going, oh well, they had to work for a living, they're not pouncing on the state government like you. Oh, you can't find time to read a fucking book. You can't find time to read fucking 10 or 20 pages a fucking day over a 6-month period. No, I'm sorry, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting any cuntish fucking stupid excuses. Human being is a shocking fucking cesspool. 95% of them. So, for the 5% that are not a cesspool of festering shit, pus and cum, well, let's have a conversation. So, when we're looking, well actually this isn't directed to you, this is directed to the idiots really, to be fair. Sorry idiots, 95% of you, but those of you that just always need a helping hand. The sort of person that, you know, if you ever dared to go rock climbing as some sort of a confidence building thing with the office workers, you know, you go and do indoor rock climbing up the wall, well, you'd need the instructor hanging on a fucking rope right next to you, helping your hand to go on this rock and helping your elbow up over there and helping you to reach for this, and you wouldn't feel secure about any fucking thing unless you had that helper there to help you and the ropes around you in case you stumbled and all this. Well, just look across the board at all these scenarios where people just need this level of fucking care. It's so shocking. It's just a vile indication of the demise of the human being. So I'm the sort of bloke that if I'm going to help you and you like come out rock climbing with me on real fucking rocks, right? I'm gonna show you how to climb the rocks, and I'm gonna go, there you go, now you do that. And if you're white knuckles on the fucking rocks, I'm like, you first and foremost, you go away and go on a confidence building course. Because until you've got that, and until you're like, and you've got no idea what your capabilities are, then you're fucking wasting your time here. So fuck off. And you know, if someone could climb rocks and they went, oh, help me learn how to climb these rocks, I'll climb it first, I'll show them where their footings are, and then go, you do that now. I'm not going to be on the fucking ledge with them holding their hand. I'm going to go, you do it. You stand on your own 2 fucking feet and you use your own initiative. I'm here to offer you some fucking guidance. I'm not here to be your mother. And so what I'm saying here in this video, some of you intelligent ones will have gathered it. The rest of you wouldn't have a fucking clue where this is going. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of idiots that are just expecting me to hold their hand and then get very disappointed because I'm not explaining everything in the finest of details at the most superficial and rudimentary and pathetic level. No, I'm expecting you to at least read a few fucking books of your own. I'm expecting you to at least been out rock climbing on your own. I'm expecting you to be at least a little bit knowledgeable and a little bit experienced. Otherwise, I am not fucking interested in you. And for those of you that can't tidy up your fucking sock drawer, fuck off and die. Really. Go and pay $2,000 for Muji to listen to and sit along with the rest of the fucking turds who can't be bothered to read their own fucking books, who can't be bothered, not brave enough to go and have their own fucking experience, and most certainly haven't got a brain of their own so they can think these things for themselves. Is it me? Am I a shocking individual? Because I'm just pointing out the filth of humanity. I'm just pointing out the great and the deepest of disappointment with the vast majority of the turds. I'm looking for excellence. I'm looking for bravery. I'm looking for chivalry. That's what I'm looking for. Where is it? Can anyone show me? Where is it? Where's the bravery? Where's the chivalry? Where's the intelligence? Where's the sense of adventure? It just isn't there, is it? It's gone. It's evaporated. That's why we need a world war. That's why we need a nuclear holocaust. That's why we need a shower of meteorites. That's why we need 100 viruses. We need all this shit to filter out all the fucking weak. It's got to be done. Got to filter out all the fucking weak and then start back hard again. Start back with a level of industry like just before the Industrial Revolution, where people had to work fucking hard and use their initiative and fight for survival. That's the only way you're going to get a proper human being, because all the rest of these fucking fat fucking slugs around, indoctrinated brain dead motherfuckers, well, it's the road to ruin. It's the road to ruin. And so someone in the comments, I mentioned this in the previous video, was saying like, well, if everybody just signed on the dole and you live the life of bliss like you, well, what will become of the world? And I'm like, where do I begin? Where do I begin? When I'm speaking to someone on the bottom rung of the ladder, not even on the first rung of the ladder, as far as like intelligence goes. And analysis, to say something like that, sorry dude, but that's just it, that's just how it is. And so then I said, well look, haven't you heard, Elon Musk is often talking about this global universal income, because there isn't going to be the jobs for the drones, the deadbeats and the muppets, because the robots are going to be doing all that simple shit. And so what is the pink slug going to be doing? Well, there's two options. There's two options for the global leaders. They will tell you that they're going to introduce a global universal income. So everybody just gets paid for doing nothing, and you can do nothing for the rest of your life, well, because we just don't have any work for you. I don't think that's going to happen, to be fair, people. What's going to happen is that there's going to be mysterious viruses and any number of stuff which is going to be making the pink egg drop like fucking flies. That is exactly what's going to be happening. Mark my word, and you'll see it start to manifest within the next 20 years maximum. The likes of Bill Gates and his entourage and the globalists are already well on the way with their plans in relation to that. It isn't going to be this fucking global income support for everybody, and everyone can just, mill around in the bliss, because the pink egg will be lost. They'll all be committing suicide. They'll all be jumping off fucking buildings. They wouldn't know what to do if there wasn't under the yoke. They need to be under the yoke of hard fucking labour, because if they're not, they fall to fucking pieces. Look around you. Look at the mental health of the country. In Britain, we have millions of of people not working because they've got anxiety and they're a little bit afraid and they get some fluttering in here and all this sort of stuff. If they were breaking rocks every day, they'd have no time for anxiety. If they was out fucking in the trenches, they'd have no time for anxiety. Got to get them back in the trenches. That's what you got to do. You got to make men out of them. You got to introduce national service, and you got to produce more wars. More wars. We need more drones dying. That's what we need. And so, can you imagine leftists having a field day on my channel? Leftist liberalists, fucking Biden knob-noshing, fucking pathetic, shrinking weaklings, listening to me, the awake and brave. I'd be snapped up in an instant by Trump. Trump could find loads of shit for me to do. Loads of shit. And I'd do it in a fucking instant. The population would be reduced over fucking night. I'm telling you now. But getting back to the original point of this video, where too many people, they just need gently, and just like crumbs, like Hansel and Gretel, they just need crumbs to lead the way. Here's a little crumb, you nibble on that one, there's another little crumb, there, good boy, there you go, one more, oh, is that too much? Okay, well, let's wait a minute. Oh, don't be afraid, don't need to get anxious, no, it's okay, everything's okay, it's all in your own time. If you don't want to nibble on another crumb, that's okay, it's all okay, because these days, people, everything's okay. If you feel this, or if you feel that, or if you don't get this, it's okay, it's all okay. Go back to sleep, you fucking walking dead. Fucking walking dead. Look, people, I've known people in my life that have had bouts of anxiety and depression, and it lasts for periods, sometimes a couple of years, 3 years, but whatever, they work on it and they come out of it. They don't stay in it for fucking ever. They try a bit of medication, they try the meditation, they try the diet, they try the exercise, they try positive thinking, and they read and they educate themselves, and they come out of it. Anybody that's been wallowing this shit all their fucking lives is just a backboneless fucking weakling, as far as I can see. Because, Jordan Peterson, he got so sick of people going to see him that couldn't even fucking make their own bed. And that's why he wrote a book about it. And as elementary and pathetic as it sounds, that was his experience. Start each day with just folding 2 socks, making pairs, and put that pair in the corner of your drawer, of your sock drawer. The next day, do another pair. Literally, this is how he's speaking in 12 Rules of Life. This is what he was dealing with his shocking imbeciles. National service is what we need. And then when people can't fold their blankets and their fucking sheets and shit absolutely immaculately, symmetrically, down to the millimetre, then they should be strapped to a fucking cannon and paraded around the fucking central barracks for the next 2 hours until they're black and blue. And then they'll fucking learn about some symmetry. And they'll quickly learn about the importance of taking care of their own shit instead of always crying for their mummies. Too many weak cretins out there. The world is producing them at an exponential rate. The world needs massive disasters or pre-contrived wars. That's what the world needs. Got to get rid of all these deadbeats. The world doesn't need them anymore. The world, in case you haven't noticed, people, isn't this beautiful utopia for God's creatures. It is a fucking test. And the test is, have you got the fucking metal to get through it? That's what the test is, planet Earth. Have you got the fucking metal? And I can well imagine in another dimension when souls sign up for the Earth experience, the poster is, have you got the metal for an Earth experience? And people go, fuck, that looks like a fucking adventure. I've been to Jupiter, I've been to fucking Uranus, I've spent some time on that little fucking dot way out, fucking, what's it, Pluto? Yeah, I've done a couple of sojourns on Pluto. Planet Earth, well, that sounds like the kiddie for me. But if it isn't a choice, then it's a prison. And if it's a prison planet, like the Gnostics say it is, then all of you that are reckoning your suffering, mostly self-imposed suffering, because you think the fucking cosmos owes you something, and so, oh, why me, I'm suffering, I need a helping hand, I need my bottom wiping, I need help, and all that. Well, those of you, all I can say is that you must have perpetrated one heinous crime in another dimension, because if this is a prison planet, then you've sent here to fucking pay the price. You've sent here to pay the price to society, to gain repentance, and so you realise the wrongdoing. You realise the crimes that you perpetrated against your fellow beings. And they as a society have sent you to the prison planet of Earth to pay the price and redeem yourselves. So all of you that are suffering, you must have done a heinous crime. That's all I can say. Me, I just stole a loaf of bread. That's why I'm having such a fucking blast. I just stole a loaf of fucking bread. That's all I did. But stealing bread where I come from, yeah, it's a little bit frowned upon. And so it's kind of like, yeah, okay, one sojourn on planet Earth, awake and brave. It seems like you've got sticky fingers. We don't really like sticky fingers around here. So that's all I've done, just stole a loaf of bread. Back in the old British colonial days, when we colonised Australia, when Captain Cook went there and stuck the flag in for the British Crown, well, we used that as a penal colony, and we actually used to send people to Australia forever for stealing loaves of bread. Can you imagine, though, the ulterior motive was that they wanted to colonise that landmass. And so they thought, well, we'll use the excuse of sending all these criminals to get them out of our country. But, they'll all have offspring, and then, not everybody will be a criminal. And in 100 years' time, then, there'll be a plenty of workforce there to start building our fucking railroads and our castles and our fortifications. It's a good plan, isn't it? It's a fucking good plan. The people that run this world are fucking genius. They're fucking bright sparks. They've got all these great ideas that they've been doing all over the world. I know, let's chain up a lot of darkies and then transport them to sugar plantations, and let's get rich. We could get richer wilder than our dreams and all this. And that shit went on for 350 years, people. 350 years. People were having a ball. They're having a blast. Anyway, what I'm saying is, I'm going to show you the ladder. I'll show you the rock face. I ain't holding your hand. I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to give you all the instructions that you need until I get bored of you. I'm not going to be telling you which fucking leg to lift up first. You got to work that one out yourself. I'm not going to be telling you how far to step on any given ledge. You've got to work that one out for yourself. I'm not going to be telling you how you should hold on to the fucking clefts or cracks or something. You've got to work that out for yourself. I'm just going to be pointing out the route, and I'm going to be fucking giving you some sort of guidance as to how to do it, as to how I've done it, and then you're on your fucking own. And then when you get to the top, if you've done it, I'll go, cool, alright, next one. If you can't do it, if you're like, oh, we can breathe, help, I'll go, fuck off. You ain't fucking man enough to join the Awake and Brave boot camp. Be on your way. Rupert Spearer, if you've got the money, if you've got £1,000 a day to sit before that muppet's fucking moccasins. What a fucking joke.